This is the Weekend Update with Scott Fishman.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Scott Fishman, and this is the Weekend Update. We're coming at you from the heart of St. Catharines, right on 4th Avenue, in the middle of the Niagara region, and we've got the update for your July numbers. What's really going on in the real estate market? Is the bubble going to burst? And is the sky really falling? We're here to answer all those questions just for you. In the whole Niagara region, for July of 2022, the average sales price was $730,444. Now, this is an increase year over year from July of 2021 by 2.68%. Back in July of 2021, the average sales price was $711,362. Like I just told you, this is an increase year over year by 2.68%, which is fantastic news for you as a homeowner. Now, typically in a normal year, we would expect to see anywhere from 5 to 6% of an increase year over year. This has not been a normal year, as we all very well know, with everything that's been going on in the economy and elsewhere, politically, all that fun kind of stuff that we're not even gonna bother getting into on this show. But let's continue to get through what those numbers really mean for you and what you're looking at in the real estate market right now. Now, is the market as hot as it was back in January, February, and March of this year? Well, we all know the answer to that question. And quite simply, the answer is no, it's not as hot. Days on market has climbed, months of inventory has climbed, and that buyer pool is not quite the same as what it was before, as the inventory has continued to creep up, and further up. Now, with all the doom and gloom that's being painted in the media, what is really going on? Like I've told you, in the Niagara region as a whole, for residential property, we are up 2.68% year over year. The days on market for the month of July was right around 39 days. Now, this is up, like I told you, that we are not in the same market that we were in the beginning of the year. We are not seeing houses moving in 24 hours with sight unseen offers and all that kind of crazy stuff that was happening back in the first half of the year. With all of this being said, this is actually good for you as a seller, because as much as the market is not as red hot, it also protects you and ensures that when people put a condition on financing, a condition on inspection, you know that your home is actually going to close, which is really all that you care about. In the Niagara region as a whole, there was just over 400 sales, 406 sales to be precise, in the month of July. There was 4,979 active listings, and this is what has caused our months of inventory to creep up. But with that Bank of Canada announcement that came in the middle of July, it really did scare off a lot of the buyer pool. But like I told you, this isn't necessarily a bad thing for you as a homeowner. This results in over 12 months of active inventory right now on the market for the month of July. Now, this is a huge swing on the pendulum from what we saw in the first quarter of the year and even the second quarter of the year, as it started to slow down a little bit. But we are now at the total other side of everything that's been going on. Although the percentage of change is only 2.68% year over year, we have been knowing that this had to happen at some point. So no, the bubble's not bursting, the sky is not falling in the real estate world. This is just the much anticipated correction that we all knew was coming. We went up 25.5% from July of 2019 to July of 2020, and then 22% from July of 2020 to July of 2021. So we knew that the correction had to happen at some point for the affordability of everybody in the region. Now that we've summed up what the numbers look like for the Niagara region as a whole, let's break down what it looks like on each individual market. That's a wrap on your Niagara numbers for the whole region. Now we're gonna move on to freehold detached property within the Niagara region. In July of 2022, the average sales price for a detached property in Niagara was $772,818. This is up from July of 2021 from $759,361. This is an increase year over year of 1.77%. Now, although this isn't as high of an increase as we've been seeing year over year, like I told you before, we knew that this correction had to eventually happen for the sake of affordability for you as a Niagara homeowner or a Niagara buyer. Now, these numbers are not as high on the average increase as we would typically expect to see. But this is simply because of what the Bank of Canada did on July 13th to try to slow down what the market was doing. And although there are many factors, that is the main factor for all of this. Detached homes is where everybody wants to be. They want to break in a condo, move up to a townhome, and then eventually break into a detached home. And the gap was just simply getting too large from the one step to the next step to finally a detached property. Now, as much as this isn't up as much as you would have hoped as a seller, this is still a positive considering all the negative out there that is going on. With that 1.77% increase, that is still great for you as a seller, but it's also great for all those buyers out there. Days on market in the detached market has risen to 40 days. Like we've told you before, this is up from the first 2 quarters of the year, but it isn't necessarily bad for you as a buyer. It's actually fantastic for you as a buyer if you're looking to break in to this market. There's 301 sales in the detached market in July and just over 1,600 active listings. This results in 6 months of inventory on the market, which isn't quite as big of a pendulum swing as we saw for the Niagara region as a whole. It is a swing though, considering what we were seeing in the first half of the year, and it is because of what is going on out there and all the misinformation that is being spread. The days on market has risen quickly to 40 days on the market, which is fantastic news for you as a buyer because it's going to allow you to not rush into anything that you're not quite comfortable with and really digest everything that you are doing with what is going on. That pretty much wraps up our numbers for the detached freehold market. We're now going to move on to tell you exactly what is going on within the Niagara condo market. In the Niagara condo market, we saw an average sales price in July of 2022 of $569,733. This is up from July of 2021 from $537,234. This is a percentage increase year over year of 6.04%. This is great news if you're a condo owner in the Niagara region because it shows that this asset is truly holding its value and is a perfect place to break into the market. The days on market now for a condo is sitting right at 38 days. This is great for you as a buyer because it really allows you to look at the status certificate of a condo and get a lawyer to review it, ensure that your financing will be able to come through, and really make sure that you know what you're getting into before you have to jump right into it because an offer has to go in 6 hours after the property hits the market. With this extra time that is now being gifted to you as a buyer is the perfect opportunity to break in to the market. The months of inventory for condos right now is sitting right around 9 months with only 50 sales for condos in the month of July with 430 active listings. This is good because the market is starting to level out a little bit and we're not seeing as crazy bidding wars anymore as we were. Now let's move on to what the townhouse market in Niagara has been doing for the month of July. The average sales price for a townhome in Niagara for the month of July was $737,592. Back in July of 2021, the average sales price for a freehold townhome was $697,273. This is an increase year over year of 5.78%. This is great news for you as a seller and also great news for you as a buyer. It shows that the asset is truly holding its value as well as it's a perfect time to break in because we're not seeing that 20% year over year crazy ridiculous numbers that we were seeing before. With all this being said, great news for you as a buyer because the days on market has risen to 43 days for townhomes with 5 months of inventory currently on the market. This is great because with that 5 months of inventory, again, just like condos and freehold detached properties, it really is allowing you to bring that home inspection back, bring back your condition of financing, and really digest all that information that's coming at you and take your pick of the crop. With 26 sales on freehold townhomes in the month of July, there was 119 active listings, which like I said, results in a months of inventory count of just over 5 months. Like I've told you plenty of times before, this is perfect and exactly what we expected to see with that much anticipated correction. That pretty much sums up all your numbers that you need to know for the July real estate market. If you want more in-depth charts, information, stats, anything like that, I'm happy to have a chat with you. If not, I'll see you next month for another edition of the Weekend Update.